Math 1 students, we are going to start section 6.2. That's basically transformation and symmetry. It includes the questions about Pythagorean theorem. So let's start with the first question. Finding the distance using Pythagorean theorem, and for that I can tell you that it's basically hypotenuse square is equal to log square plus leg square. That's the Pythagorean theorem. Like you have to use in that format. So let's see, do the first question here. Let's read what's given in the question. It says use the coordinate grid to find the length of each sides of the triangle provided and give answers in exact form, and when necessary round it to the nearest 100. So when we round it to the nearest 100, we see in this question, if I try to find this length, that's going to be 4 units, and when I'm going to try to find this length, that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, that's going to be 7 units. So I got two legs. I need to have the hypotenuse. If hypotenuse is not known, I can assume it to be x. So x square is equal to, it is just like hypotenuse square is equal to leg square plus leg square. You have two legs, just square them up and add it. So when I substitute it, I get 4 square plus 7 square. X square is what? 4 square. I can show you 4 square means 4 times 4, that's 16. 7 square is what? 7 times 7, that's 49. So I added 16 plus 49. When I add these two numbers, I get 65, but I have to have the square root. What I need to do, I need to take the square root of both sides, and I get x equal to square root of 65. You can leave it if you want, but here it is saying you have to have the exact form and round to the nearest 100. So when you take the square root from your calculator, x is equal to roughly equal to 8.06. That's going to be your answer. Like that's the value of this hypotenuse. This is 8.06. all right, let's move to other question. So here, this one, if I have to find the hypotenuse and the other sides, so I will just count the sides, the number of boxes, because when I look at the intervals, each box is 1 unit. So if I pay attention to this one, 1 2 3 4 5, that's how long? That's 5 unit long. And then again, if I look at the other side, I see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, that's 7 unit long, and I can assume it to be x. Same way, hypotenuse square is equal to leg square plus leg square. These are the two legs. X square is 7 square plus 5 square, and that's x square is 7 square. Again, what is 7 square? That's 7 times 7, that's 49. 5 square is what? 5 times 5, that's 25. I'm just showing the work here. 49 plus 25. X square is what? 74. I will take the square root of both sides. I get x equal to square root of 74, and that is not a perfect square. I have to use the calculator. So x will be, after rounding to the nearest 100, 8.60, because I can't leave it at 8.6 because they're asking for us to round to the nearest 100. So I have to use another number after the 10th position, even if it is a 0. I would now give you the keys for the remaining two questions here. Question number 3, that's basically when you count, this side is going to be 2 unit long, and the other side, this one, is going to be 8 unit long. And when you solve it, I'm not showing the middle steps. If it is x, so x square is equal to 2 square plus 8 square. I'm just skipping the middle steps, and in this case, x square is 68. X will be square root of 68 when I take square root of both sides, and that's going to be 8.25. So I just gave you the answer. Same way, if I look at the question number 4, just to provide you the answer in a shortcut way, there we do see that it's a right triangle. That's a right triangle here. And because these two sides are equal here, and we could see it's a 90-degree. So if we have to count like what is the side length for each of the here for the triangle, so what we can do, we can basically find it out by I know that hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse, so that's a kind of different question. I see this is 4, so this time I have been given hypotenuse. I don't have the legs. I cannot, like, this cannot be counted. I have to have, I know this one and this one, they're the same because they're the diagonals of a square, 2 by 2 square. So we can see something like, we can assume it to be x. This one I can assume it to be x, and this also x. So my formula is hypotenuse square is leg square plus leg square. Whatever is given, I just plug it in here. Hypotenuse is 4 unit. One leg is x square, other leg is x square, and 4 square, so that's 16. And there it is 2x square. I divide both sides by 2. I get 8 equal to x square, and then I take square root of both sides. I get, rounded to the nearest tenth, is 100 is 2.83 is roughly equal to x. So it means this value is 2.83, and this is also 2.83. I hope you got it. So let's move to the next question. If here slopes of parallel and perpendicular line. When we talk about the slopes, when the lines are parallel, suppose there are two lines, and first line and second line. Any line could be first and second. The slope for first line is m1, slope for second line is m2. Then if they're parallel, it means the slopes are going to be the same, and if they're perpendicular, m1 is equal to negative reciprocal of m2. You have to flip the number and make it negative. So let's use that strategy. Here they're asking us to draw a parallel line to the given line. So if we have to have the parallel line, what we can do, we can, if we need to know the slope, what is the slope of this, if I have to look for the slope. If I would like to see the slope, if it is, I'm taking 2 points, it's going up, travel left to right, travel up by 4, and then right by 2. So it means I have to draw something where I have up by 4 and right by 2. We can, or simply, if you don't want to take that bigger numbers, you see that here another strategy, you see this point, you go up by 2 and right by 1. So up by 2 and right by 1. You have to do like that. So what you need to do, you have to pick any point on the graph. If I'm taking point here, let me change the color. If I'm taking a point here on the line as a y-intercept, I would use the same thing. I would go up by 2, run by 1. My point, up by 2, run by 1. Same thing on backwards, left by 1. So I could get my points, several points, and now once we get it, the next thing is to just connect the points to get my parallel line. So that's my parallel line to this one, and I have to write the equation for that. If I have to write the equation, here they say graph a line to the given, parallel to the given line, an equation of the given line and equation of the new line. Given line, y equal to mx plus b, I know that's a rise over run here, that slope is 2. So y equal to mx plus format, I just plug it in. For given line, this y-intercept is at -2 and here it is at 1. So I just -2 slope is 2, 2x, that's y equal to 2x minus 2. And same thing for the new line, I have to have my y-intercept, that's here, that's 1. Same thing, I would plug it in, y equal to mx plus b, I write it, b I replace by, that's 1. M slope is 2 because it's this parallel line, that's 2, and I just write rest of the thing as it is. So that's my equation of the new line. I could do one more. I could do this one. The 6, I can give you the answer for that. When you write the equation of this line, that's your y-intercept is here as 4. You have to look at the slope. You're going down by 1, and then you're going right by 4. You're going down by 1. When you go down by 1, that's negative 1, and right by 4. So in that case, my m is negative 1 over 4, the first line, and b is negative 1. Okay, so equation for the given line is what? Y equal to negative 1 over 4x minus, and then y-intercept is actually b is 4 here. B is 4, so plus 4. Now if you have to draw another new line, what you can do, pick any points over here. If I pick this point and I have to draw a parallel line, I see it go down by 1, run by 4. So here it is, and the same thing I can do on the backward side, left by 4, run by 1. I get points, and I can connect my points to get my line, and the equation will be y equal to, slope is same, this part is same, only this part is changing. There it was starting at 4, here it is starting at 1. So this is just one sample answer. You can draw any kind of line. So I'm just giving you the answer for this one. If I'm drawing the for this one, possibly first for the given equation, that's negative 4x plus 1, an equation for the new line. If I'm drawing my line something like, if it is here, I do see it's going down by 4, run by 1. For the given line, it's go down by 4 and run by 1. So same thing I could do there, this for this line. If I'm taking this as the y-intercept, left by 1 and up by 4, and left by 1 and up by 4. So that's one sample answer. Your answer could be different, and the equation would be, in this case, y equal to negative 4x. This part is the same, and plus my negative 4x minus 3, sorry. So that's going to be minus 3. So you can see in all the three equations what is similar. This 2x part is same because they have the same slope. The slope part is the same. Only the part is different is the one which is, let me change the color, is this one. The y-intercept is changing only. That's changing. Rest of the things are same. Okay, same thing when we have the perpendicular line. What will happen? For perpendicular line, our slope is not going to be same. The slope is going to be negative reciprocal. For that case, when I look at it, perpendicular line, it's basically for this one. If I have to look at the slope, I do see that slope for this line is up by 1 and right by 3, up by 1 and right by 3. So for that one, my slope is 1/3, 1 over 3, and in that case, and y-intercept is 1. If I have to write the equation, so y equal to what? That's going to be 1/3 x plus 1. That's the equation when I plug it in y equal to mx plus b, but I have to have a perpendicular. So if this is the slope of first line, slope of second line will be negative reciprocal. That will become negative 3 over 1. Just flip the fraction or number and make it negative. So that's actually negative 3. That's negative 3. What I would do, I have to draw a line here which is perpendicular to this. So I could use any point on the, I could just see how that is going to be drawn. So for that case, here I could get a point and I could simply go left by, so slope is negative 2. You need to first look at it. M2 is negative 3. That means you go down by 3 and you run by 1. You down by 3 and run by 1. Or you can, if you have to, if I pick any point here, let me change the color. If I'm taking a point up here and any line, so I have to go down by 3 and run by 1 here. Down by 3, run by here. So the y-intercept thing, you can pick any random point, doesn't have to be the one which I took. And I have to do the same thing. I go backward, left by 3, up by, left by 1, up by 3, left by 1, up by 3. So I get this point, and then I get next more points, and that's my perpendicular line to this given line. And if I have to write the equation for that, I would be writing y equal to, now the slope is negative 3x, and where is the y-intercept? That's negative 2. So slope is negative 3x and negative 2. If I have to do this one, I have to write the equation for this one. Equation for the given line, that's negative 1. And how is that going down? That's going down by 4 and run by 1. So y equal to, m1 in this case is negative 4 over 1, means negative 4. Negative 4x minus 1. That's my y-intercept. And if I have to draw a perpendicular line, it means m2 is going to be opposite of that. So negative 4 will become 1 over 4. Flip it and make the opposite sign. So that's going to be the slope, means you have to go right by 1 and up by 1. You have to go up by 1 and run by 4. Up by 1, run by 4. I would just pick a point somewhere on the graph. So let's pick, if I want to pick a point, suppose if I pick a point here, any random point on y-axis, so that I could draw my line based on that. I go for that one, I go up by 1 because that's the other line. So that says up by 1 and run by 4, or run by 4. Here up by 1, run by 4 I cannot, so let's go backward, left by 4, and then 1 2 3 4 and down by 1. So I got by my few points, and I need to connect my dots, and that's my line which is perpendicular. So I could write the equation of this. That's going to be y equal to, I know the y-intercept is 1 and the slope is negative, slope is 1 over 4, 1 over 4x plus 1. So that's the answer for this. For this one, if I have to write the equation of given line, that's negative 2, and how's that? Is going up by 2 and run by 1. So m1 is going to be 2 over 1, that's 2. So y equal to 2x, and y-intercept is negative 2. If I have to write the equation of other line, I have to pick any point over the, on the y-axis to have the y-intercept. If I'm taking this one, I got m1, so I have to find my m2. Flip that number, that becomes, this 2 becomes 1 over 2, and I have to change the sign, becomes negative. So that becomes negative. So it means I have to, negative 1 over 2 means I have to go down by 1 and run by 2. down by 1, run by 2, down by 1, run by 2, down by 1, run by 2, down by 1, run by 2. Same thing, left by 2, run up by 1, left by 2, up by 1, left by 2, up by 1. I've got as many points and I can connect the dots. That's my line. And if I have to write the equation, that's going to be y equal to negative half x plus 2. That's my answer. And let's do the go part. Go part is the easy one. What you have to do, solve this following equation, and you have to solve it for x. I'm just giving you the some, like for this one, question number 11, you have to distribute it. 6x minus, and that is sorry, this is 3x minus 6, 3x minus 6 equal to 5x plus 8. What you need to do, you need to subtract 3x from both sides. That's going to be 2x, negative 6 here, and plus 8. So what you have to do, basically, you have to subtract 8 from both sides, and that is going to be negative 14 equal to 2x, and you divide 2 by both sides, x is negative 7. So that's your answer. That's the one equation here. I hope you can solve 12. You get n is equal to negative 5. Answer is that. I'm not solving that. For this one, if you have to do 13, you have to again distribute. You have to solve for x. So y minus 5 is equal to mx minus, you distribute it, 2m, and then what it happens, you have to solve it for x because you have to isolate variable x. So you have to get rid of everything. So y minus 5, and I have to add 2m to the both sides. It becomes y minus 5 plus 2m is equal to mx because this is gone. And then I have to isolate x, so I have to get rid of this m. So I divide by m on both sides. So my x is equal to y minus 5 plus 2m over m. That's my answer. If I have to do question number 14, if I have to solve it for y, I have to isolate this y. I would subtract rest of the things or add rest of the thing, divide, or anything to do to get rid of that. So what we have now, by is equal to c minus ax, and then I have to isolate y because it said solve for y. I would divide both sides by b, and I get y equal to c minus ax over b. That's the answer for last question. I hope you got it. Please leave a comment in the comment box if you are not able to still understand any of the question. I will try to explain. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye.